Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'll be teaching you how to make red velvet cake. Today's video is a highly requested one, so I decided to finally make this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and share to somebody who needs it. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. In front of me here I have a lot of ingredients, but if you need the recipe to this cake, you should go straight to the description box to get the recipe. But for now, this video has to be very fast. I have here my flour. This is an empty bowl, and this is my sugar. This is 2.5 cup of flour, then 1.5 cup of sugar. First off, I'm going to start with my milk over here. This is 1 cup of milk, so I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vinegar. But if I'm using 1.5 cup of milk, I'll also use 1 tablespoon and another half tablespoon with it, so they go side by side. Now I'm going to let this rest for it to coagulate. It will become buttermilk. While that is resting, I'm going to break my egg into this bowl. Be careful while breaking your egg so you don't break in eggshell into your mixture. You don't want a crunchy red velvet cake. As in, when I mean crunchy, you know the crunchy I mean. I'm just going to whisk this properly. Then I'll add my oil. After mixing this together, I'm going to set it aside. Now that is done, this is my flour. I've already sifted this flour 3 times, so you're going to do it 3 times. Ensure you do it 3 times. Now I'm going to add my sugar. Still with my sieve, I'm going to add my baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. Always ensure you level your spoon. So I'm adding 2 teaspoons to this mixture. I would also add cocoa. Be careful the kind of cocoa you buy. There are a lot of cocoa in the market, so buy real cocoa when you're buying cocoa. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. Then I'm going to sieve this. Always ensure you wash your hands before you touch food, especially food that other people would eat. Okay, after doing this, I'm going to add my salt. To this mixture, I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon salt to this mixture. It might seem like a lot, but trust me, it's not. It's salt, so the excess can go in. Now that all the dry ingredients are inside here, I would set this aside. But please note that my water is currently boiling. So now, if you take a good look at the milk, you can see that it has formed a solid state at the top. So the milk has coagulated. So now I am going to bring forward all my wet ingredients and combine them together. However, while you're doing this, your oven should be on at the moment because you're almost done with all the mixture. Now I'm going to mix my milk and vinegar. This should always sit for at least 5 minutes for it to come together. Now this is my red food coloring. It's always in powdered form, but I like to mix it with water so as to avoid not totally combining it when I'm trying to make red velvet cake. This has a very high consistency. It gives you that red that you're looking for. What you'd hate is when you put cocoa in your red velvet and you try to use all these bottled food coloring, and by the time you're baking it, you're done baking it, the upper part is red and the down part is chocolate due to the cocoa in the dry ingredient. You wouldn't want that. This way I do not have the consistency I want, so I'm still going to add more red food coloring. Now it's red up to the consistency I want. Now I'm going to add my dry ingredients one at a time. Not one at a time, all. It's now thick, but it's as red as I want. At this stage, I'm going to add my hot water. Almost hot water, not so hot like that, but it has to be hot. Normally this recipe requires 3/4 cup of water, but I like to use 1 cup because I like my red velvet very moist, like super moist. Now I'm going to add my flavor, which is the last thing to add. To this, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of flavor. I like my vanilla flavor intense, like you should smell it from afar. This particular brand is very concentrated. If you want information on what brand this is, leave a comment at the comment section. I don't like to impose brands on people, but if you ask me, I would always tell you. So this is the last thing to go in. At this stage, the oven is already preheating. I'm going to pour this into the pan and pop it into the oven. I'll be right back. Now I want to grease my pan. This is just vegetable oil. I'm just going to pour a little of it, then grease my pan with it. You can do this. You can use butter. You can use butter and also dust the pan with flour after adding butter. But me, I do this, then I use parchment paper to line the down parts. I just use the parchment paper to line the down parts. This way it's secured. So I'm going to do same to this other one. I like to divide my batter so as to allow it to cook fast. Ensure not to put too much oil so as to avoid your cake from frying, so I don't have fried cake. I don't line the sides. I used to do that, but I just realized that there's no financial reasoning around it, so I stopped. So this is what I do when I want to take out my cake. I just run my knife around it, then voila, it comes out freely. I don't know if you can smell this vanilla in this yummy looking red velvet. Look at how glossy it is. That's how you want your red velvet to look. So at this stage, I'm going to turn this into my pan, half. You can measure it using a scale, but I just eyeball it. I just eyeball the two. If this is more, I add to the other one. This is more, I add to the other one. Now I'm going to pop this into the oven right now. My oven is currently at 120. I'm trying to achieve at least 150, 160. But right now, I left it that way because I want it to be at 160. So now I will turn it to be on 160. So your oven should always be at 160. Now I'm going to add my pan. Try as much as possible to space them so the heat can circulate around, like around it, and let it be at the middle. I like to pull it a little bit forward so that I can see from the glass. This is my test coma timer, so I try as much as possible to avoid my cakes from burning. So I'm going to set this at 45 minutes. If I need more time, I would increase it. That's if I exhaust the time and the cake is not yet done, I would add a little bit, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Very soft. So I'm going to turn this upside down. This is the end result, and I can show you how soft it is. Very yummy, very soft, delicious. Try this recipe out. Send me your testimonial. I would really love to see your work. Tag me on Instagram and share, like. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye for now.